want to share a concept I've been thinking about. We'll use the acronym PAD to kind of describe it. And so as I unpack this, PAD stands for Protect, Advocate, and Defend. So for business owners, there's really two things that need to be protected against. Number one, sometimes we need to be protected from ourselves, meaning we need somebody to be able to see where we're potentially going or understand a decision that we may be making. And for people who have been there and know what that looks like and have been through that experience before, then they have the capability, and if we're coachable and teachable and will allow them, they can protect us from ourselves by making sure that we understand and know what it is that we're getting ourselves into, to make sure that what we're doing is actually what we want to do. Now, one of those examples might be, let's say you're wanting to buy a boat and you've never owned a boat before, but you just love the idea, the thought of having a boat. You've got friends, you've been out on the lake, or maybe you live on the coast and you're just really excited and dying to have a boat where you could go fishing anytime that you wanted to. And so the thought of having a boat seems like an incredibly awesome idea. Okay? But when you think about making a boat decision, you think it boils down to basically two things: picking the boat, identifying the cost, and then earning the money so that you can buy the boat. However, the actual cost of the boat is far greater than literally just the check that you write to purchase the boat. Why? Because the total cost of ownership of that boat far exceeds the check that you'll write to just take ownership of the boat. What types of things are we talking about? Well, for instance, there's total cost of ownership of that boat. So where are you going to keep the boat? I assume you don't want to keep it in your driveway and clog up your driveway where you have to move it every time somebody wants to pull in or exit your driveway. Okay, so maybe you have a garage. You go, I've got that knocked out. Awesome. Next question is, what's it cost to operate the boat? How do you know if the assumptions you've made are accurate? Okay, you're going to want to put that boat in the water at some point. Are there any docking cost or any boat slip cost or any cost associated with putting that boat in and taking that boat out of the water, especially depending on how big it is? Okay. Next thing you need to know is, well, what type of maintenance and upkeep does that boat need? Because that boat is not going to just be bought and automatically keep itself in great working order. So anything around water, especially if we add salt water to the mix, there's significant amounts of maintenance that have to be done. Okay? So all of those are just beginning to address some of the cost in total cost of ownership. By the way, we didn't mention things like insurance, increased liability, and all the things that you need to use or to go with the boat. For instance, if you decided, if you're on freshwater, you wanted to build a ski, you need safety vests, ropes, all kinds of other things. Saltwater, there's another whole bunch of things, right? So those are all things relative to the financial total cost of ownership. However, we fail to actually take into account in many cases that the time that we spent earning that boat, earning the paycheck so we could write the check, well, we haven't accounted maybe for the time that we're planning to take away that created the revenue to purchase the boat over time, and also to be able to afford to upkeep it and do other things, other experiences, and other events in life that matter or important to us. Okay, so Now, if we haven't thought through who's upkeeping the boat, we haven't thought through the total cost of ownership, so we haven't quantified how much time we need to continue to be able to work. In some cases, we can actually create a more frustrating scenario. Why? Because you work your tail off, you purchase a boat, you're ready to go use it, and all of a sudden the time that you start spending to go use it, your income goes down, or the profitability of the business, the efficiency goes down. You're not as present, or you don't have systems and processes to make sure the business operates while you're away on the boat. And now all of a sudden you start having a dip at work or in your business, and you're having to go back and work more. And so now you're paying for a boat and you don't even have the time and the bandwidth to be able to use it. And so that's a scenario where you can really, really begin to get frustrated.